Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of TDI TV. My name is Anderson, the Dirty Immigrant Charles. You know, every election, there's always a big debate about illegal immigration. And then you hear all the spewings about how evil these illegal immigrants are. Now before I even say anything, let me tell you this. I do not condone people coming to this country illegally. I did it legally, you know what I mean? And here I am. But the whole thing about people talking about how evil they are and how criminal they are, you know what I mean? One of the big things is like many people I speak to think that all illegal immigrants coming across the border, especially in Mexico, from Mexico over to America, are drug kingpins or drug gangsters or something like that. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Most of the people coming across the border are families or people who want to take care of their family and couldn't do it where they are, so they leave and to come over here to find work so that they could take care of their family back where they come from. You know what I mean? The myth about how people come in looking for freedom and all that, no, people are coming for economic reasons. You know what I mean? Now, I know you're going to say, it's their fault. Their country is all messed up. It's their doing. They're not civilized enough to run their countries. Now, there's a whole cycle going on. You understand what I'm saying? The superpowers usually involve themselves in local politics of these countries. And usually what happens is just mess everything up anyway, because they go in with their own preconceived notion of what to do with that country, not taking into consideration the cultures of that country. And there's a clash of ideologies. And then we have the riots and all of that. So, most people who come here, especially illegally like that, are coming here looking for a better life, pretty much. Criminalizing them I know it's against the law, but then you exaggerate the criminalization of them by saying that they're drug kingpins or drug gangsters or mules or prostitutes. You know what I mean? Just to compound the idea that you should just they're they're non-human. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? And I know the reason why I'm talking about this is because when people talk to me about illegal immigrants, the way it comes across is like, because I'm an immigrant, that there's something that I am somehow associated with those people who come across illegally. You know what I mean? And I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm here talking about it. Now, another myth, and I think it's a myth only for these very reasons that I'm going to state to you now, is that illegal immigrants is getting free health care, illegal immigrants are getting food stamps, illegal immigrants are getting this and getting that. That here. So I remember one time I'd owned a small business in this little town here. And I was in the business and there was a Native American guy there talking about how, oh, they're giving everything to these illegal immigrants and these immigrants and the Native Americans aren't getting anything. When these immigrants come over here, they give them money for businesses. And I'm sitting there going, where's mine? If they're giving away all this stuff, where the frick is mine? You wouldn't think that me, I'm educated, that I would find out that, hey, they're going to give me money to just do whatever I want. It's stories like this that makes the whole immigration thing this mess that it is. Because instead of people giving facts, they're giving soundbite information to rile people up, to go against it or for it or anything like that. I just don't understand why we don't take a logical look at what is causing it, for instance. You know what I mean? Why is it that so many people have to run from their country? What is it about their country that's creating this? And we can't just say it's their fault, because when you come from a smaller country, a third world country, it's not just that country's government that's creating this issue. They have like superpowers at play behind all of this. And if you just go read up on the thing and you will see what it is. And don't, like I said before, do not go read stuff written from people who is of the same culture as you or have the same beliefs as you. Because the only way to find out about the other side is to find out from the other side. You know what I mean? Now the whole myth that illegal immigrants are getting health care and they're getting food stamps, here's the deal, okay? When you go to a government office, they're going to ask you for identification. You have to produce identification to prove that you can legally get this aid. If you don't have a green card, and I have one, I'm going to show you it on another program, but you know, people always ask me for my green card when I go to places. Well, not always, but you know, and I'll tell you more about that here soon, a little bit. But you have to have identification that you are legally authorized to be in this country to get this aid. Illegal immigrants will not walk in to a government office, or even for a hospital for that matter, and expect to get free health care. Because by law, the hospital is supposed to report them as illegal and then they get deported. They don't want to get deported. I tell you what usually happens. There's always a crooked doctor that's going to give them the medicine they need and stuff, and they're going to pay him. And then sometimes they, you know, and these people are like, you know, those that, some of them are like, oh, I'm doing a good deed for humankind. Or some of them just want the money. You know what I mean? So the system is broken when it comes to that there. So the whole thing about, oh, illegal immigrants, they're all on food stamps. You want to go to a government office, you have an accent, could barely speak the language, you think they're not going to ask you, or they should ask you for documentation to show that you're legally authorized to get such aid. So don't you think there would be a vast number of illegal immigrants being deported because they went in for help? Most illegal immigrants, they wouldn't go to a government office. They wouldn't even stand next to a cop. They'd start panicking because they are not even mean drug lords and stuff like they want you to believe. They're just ordinary people. You know what I mean? Another thing I've noticed, like for instance, there's people who's been living here for years illegally and never broke a law. You know, obviously because they, you know, some of them don't get caught. I'm not going to say they never broke a law, but most of them are hardworking people. I saw a TV documentary a couple of years ago where these people were in this country for like 18 years or so, or more. It had to be more because the oldest daughter was 18. But they were both the mother and the father was here illegally. The daughter was 18, just about to go off college. There was a couple of younger kids there. They deported them. Now the girl, who is an American, was born and raised here, can't go to school because she was planning to. Now she have to take care of the younger one. So what did you just create? Somebody who is going to have to go on the welfare system just to get help because she's only 18. How she wants to support 2 kids. You know, they did the whole American dream stuff. House, white picket fence, living in a nice neighborhood. They didn't break no, they didn't commit vicious crimes. You know what I mean? And I understand why Obama is giving the amnesty for these very reasons. And once again, I'm going to stress that I'm not condoning people coming here illegally. You know what I mean? The illegal problem is just not just an American issue. The illegal immigration problem, I should say, is not just an American issue. England has got that issue. For years, people from the Caribbean have been sneaking into England. Canada has got that issue. Germany has got that issue. Spain has got that issue. And even larger islands in the Caribbean have that issue with people from smaller islands in the Caribbean. People are going to move and look to go where they could prosper or live a better life. You know what I mean? You can't just have these superpowers willy-nilly running around here messing with everybody's livelihood. And don't expect them to go. Why you expect them to just say, okay, I'm going to just stay here and die now? You know what I mean? So all I'm really saying here is this, okay? Before you listen to the party tricksters and them saying that they're all a bunch of vicious criminals, Study up on it. Nobody's taking anything from you. You understand? Because most illegal immigrants are doing the jobs that you don't want. You don't want to kneel down in a freaking field all day picking fruit. You don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Not to mention, the people who are hiring them is paying them a lot less than you would want. So they're profiting. The cycle. The cycle. Illegal immigrant, crooked businessmen, doctors. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to do their job so the system could work, so you could weed out the illegal immigrants. You know, like for instance me, I go look for a job, and when I go look for a job, I would have to tell people, listen, you're going to need this. This is my green card. They don't ask me for that. They just hire me off the bat. I have to tell them this. If the system works as it's supposed to be, you're going to catch illegal immigrants. And of course, you won't catch them if people are hiring them knowing that they're illegal immigrants because they could pay them less. You know, stop dehumanizing these people. Learn more about them. Learn the reason why this is happening. And it's not just happening because they're uncivilized and they're criminal. There's a whole political spectrum going on there. And we're going to go in deeper into that here later on as I talk more about immigration. So, you know, just do some research about it. You know what I mean? One thing they always taught us when I was growing up home is that there's good people everywhere in the world, and most people are good people. And I still believe that. You know what I mean? So go ahead and read up on it. You know what I mean? I would give you statistics and stuff like that, but you know, I have a degree in sociology. You know, I see how they do the social research. They will ask certain people to prove their point more than they will to try to solve the situation. So do your own research. Don't sit back and let people tell you what's going on. Okay, and once again, I hope you guys get a little bit understanding of this whole situation, and sure hope you do some research, man. Sure hope you do some research, because can't just lump people all into one thing. You know what I mean? If that's the case, the world would lump all Americans into one thing. It's not nice being lumped into all one thing. Well, thank you for listening, and remember, you go in there and you subscribe, because I'm going to start putting out regular videos from here on out. You all have a good evening, good day, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Enjoy. Life is too short not to enjoy. And remember, always, always walk in peace. Broke wire.